Feng Shui for happiness and joy in your home. So Feng Shui is really powerful, and having practiced it, I think, even since a little girl, but really, really clearly for the last 20 years, I really feel that it's supported me on so many levels, on so many dimensions, emotionally, physically, in my personal life, in my business life, spiritually. Like it's almost like it's like every day supporting me, right? Because I get the honor of living in a home that lifts my spirits up and that makes me feel good. And that's what I really want for you, right? Um, so whether you're traveling, and no matter like what size or space that your home is, every home can be nourishing for us, right? It's just consciously putting things how we want it. So I would say the first thing to start with, we only want to have in our home, in our space, things that raise us up, things that inspire us, things that we love. All too many times am I in and out of homes where people they've inherited things, they were gifted things. I see that so much. People are gifted things and they think they have to keep these items and put them in their home, even if they don't like them, because they feel bad, right? So a huge part of life is being authentic and speaking your truth, and always with heart and kindness. But like, if somebody gives us something fleeting for a couple of moments, right, but you have it in your home for years and years, and it's, not something that brings you joy, I think it's honoring to everybody when we're really honest about things, right? And the next thing, that there's so many things that can really raise our vibration, but what is the view that we have outside our home, Um, and sometimes, it might just not be the view that we've wished for, but we can do things like flower boxes, we can put up beautiful curtains. And then I really do feel that when we put beautiful artwork up around our home, it's like the window. It's like what we want to see from that window. So if it's sea or ocean that you want to see, or rivers or waterfalls, or it's a field full of lavender, if that's what you'd like to see at your view of your window, put the artwork up. And then that is your representation of that. And I'm a firm believer in having daily rituals and ceremonies and really beautiful habits that support us on all levels in our lives. And one practice that I think is accessible to all of us is a gratitude practice, right? And it's like with anything, when we show appreciation and love and gratitude for the people in our lives, they just shine and blossom, right? And it deepens the connection. Same things with animals, same things with our children, same things with our friendships, like gratitude. But the moment we do that as well, we shift our own energy and give gratitude for what we have in our lives, right? So I think it's a beautiful practice. And it's a really beautiful way to raise your vibration and elevate your thoughts, right? So I love the idea of having like a chalkboard in the kitchen or something like that, that that you write every day what you're grateful for on that chalkboard, or you have a gratitude journal, or, and it's something that everybody that is in the household is involved with. And just giving gratitude to our home, to our space that protects us from the wind and the rain and, the elements, and that we have running water, and that we have all the things in our home that we're so lucky to have, like electricity and food in our fridges and everything, sheets and bedding and, so blessed, our slippers, things like that. So giving gratitude, giving thanks to the walls, the home has its own spirit. And the moment that we give gratitude for it, it just raises the vibration, and it's like a cleansing. It's like a cleansing for the home, for ourselves. And the thing about gratitude is we really want to feel into it, just be like, oh, I'm so grateful for this robotically. It doesn't really get us into that vibration. But when we really feel like, I am so grateful to have, like, I love my tea. I'm so grateful for my tea, my kettle that boils the water, my herbs that I put in the tea. Like, I am so grateful. And as I sip on that tea, I offer gratitude. And what that does is it raises our vibration. It raises the vibration in the home. And when we can bring our awareness to what we have versus maybe what we don't. It's so powerful. Okay. So, and then of course, just like we set our intentions at the beginning of the call today, right? The beginning of our opening our sacred space, it's really powerful to set intentions, to get clear on what we want. But then there is that absolute gift of surrendering and trusting that whatever aligns, whatever happens, is for the highest good, right? And it allows us to be so much more free when we're not always attached to the outcome. We trust in the divine timing of things. We trust when things don't flow like we wish they would, when the timing of things. And then later on, whatever period of later on that is, when it happens, you're like, oh my gosh, well, thank God it didn't happen a year ago because XYZ. You know, it's like getting the red light and not making the plane that you're not meant to go on, you know? So it's really trusting, and that allows us to be much more happy in our spaces. So we want our home to really emanate self-love, self-worth, deserving, gratitude, love, right? We want our home to ooze of that, because when it comes to our environments are a reflection of how we are feeling internally. So for people that are brand new to Feng Shui, we learn so much. It's like a journey of self-realization. When we start to go around our home and we start to look at everything we have on our walls, the statues, the colors that we've chosen, or the lack of colors, or the lack of artwork, you know, the lack of things, or the abundance of things, or the clutter. And it just says, oh my gosh, I'm going to be really compassionate with myself. But what is this? What is this all about? What is this representing? And it's allowing ourselves to be curious, and how was this supporting me? You know, it's like somebody who's got a lot of really sad artwork because they were grieving for a while, right? And then when they're through that grieving period and they look at that artwork and they're like, what was I doing with that on my walls? But it served this beautiful, beautiful purpose. So it's really giving gratitude for that, and also gratitude for the consciousness now to make some shifts, to really create that happiness and raise the vibration in our space. We always want to create space for what we love. You know that saying, build a village and they will come, right? Right? That's how it works. So if you want to do art, have the art ready to go. You know, people say, I want to do art, and they get all the paint and they get all the stuff, and then they put it away in a cupboard, and a year later it's not taken out. Like, if you have space, if you have a corner in a room, or you can create an outdoor area if it's a climate for it, but have your art where it's just like you could jump out of bed and just start painting, you know, or whatever, you know, if it's more exercise, create that space where you can do your yoga, you can dance, you can do whatever exercise that brings you joy. If it's music, if it's entertaining, you know, if it's more connection, create that space for it. Create the village and it will come, right? So as I was saying, Feng Shui really teaches us the reflection, right? So if our lives feel really full or busy, let's like have a look around our home and be like, where are things out of balance? Where can I let go of things in the home? Where can I let go of things on my schedule? Where can I create healthier boundaries? And like the front door really represents the healthy boundaries, right? A good, solid front door. We want to have boundaries. We want to be really clear on our yeses. And we want to be really clear and comfortable with our no's, right? So if life feels really full, too busy, like look at how you can lessen on your schedule, where you can say no when you need to, or where you can clear some clutter out of the space. Also, the front door is really important for boundaries, right? And boundaries is part of self-love, self-care, self-worth, right? And so when we have really healthy boundaries in our lives, we're not going around exhausted, we're not doing things that aren't authentic and true that we want to do, right? So even, you know, if you have a garden, the fencing, the gate into your garden, onto your property, we really want healthy boundaries. Like we want our space to be welcoming, right? And beautiful and welcoming, but we also want to have the boundary up. So there's a little gate, you know, and there might be a welcome mat at the front door, but a gate that's saying, like, symbolic of, you know, here's the boundaries, even just dogs going by, right? Not using the garden as a toilet, right? So, and creating more space. It's not like in these photos, your home has to look like a show home, right? But we wanted to represent that we're caring for ourselves, that we are looking after ourselves, that we're not run down, we're not drowning in so much clutter that it's hard to move forward, right? It really represents stagnicity. So we want to create beauty in our space. We want to do things that raise the vibration. And, having organization in the home is really helpful as well, because when there's not that, they say on average, people can spend up to an hour a day looking for keys, looking for phones, looking for various things when they could be doing things that bring them joy, right? So, that's saying there's a space for everything and everything there's a space, so you create some kind of organization. So I think in just about every class that I teach, clutter comes up because it is so important. And if we are holding on to tons and tons of things from the past, it's like we're living in the past versus the present and moving towards the future. And it really lowers our energy levels when we've got all this, and it's like the weight of the world on us. So if there's always one thing that I love to inspire people to do, is to let go of stuff that's not serving or honoring that they, and the mantra, if you don't need it, if you don't use it, if you don't love it, clear them on out. So declutter your life. And that's the same thing when it comes to friendships or jobs or things that are no longer in alignment. As you grow and evolve, not everyone wants to grow and evolve with you. And then we just want to have that in our space that raises our spirits, makes our heart happy. So as I said, if it's a glen or these beautiful dandelions that you would like to see out your window and it's not there, we'll have that art around the house. If it's a butterfly, represents transformation, or it's like this earth with the sea, the grounding and the movement. Bring all that in that makes you happy. And nature, just bring nature in, lots of fresh flowers, lots of plants, light candles. These are all ways of nourishing yourselves, nourishing your families, creating this beautiful vibration in the home. The candles, we like to go more natural wax candles, and that with essential oils. And it's also very calming. And the more nature that we can bring into the space, like the candle would be the fire, the flowers would be the wood element, right? The crystals would be the earth. And then again, we want to raise our vibration and have healthy food in our kitchen and have the countertops nice and clear. Because, but again, it's kind of like we want to eat healthy. Well, if you've got the healthy food there in the kitchen, that's what you're going to go for, right? So that's all about, I deserve it, I'm creating sacred space, and I'm bringing in that which raises us up. And then natural light, bringing natural light into your space, excuse me, is so important to raising the vibration in the space, that light, so the moment I get up, all the windows open up, all the curtains, and one of my daily rituals for the day is, I get up and I meditate and I journal and everything, but in my home is I open my front door and I just invite in all this beautiful fresh chi. And when I open the windows, I just invite anything that is not of a high vibration to blow on out, or, just to move out of the space, and just invite in that love and invite in that light and all the beautiful intentions that I choose to bring in for the day, right? So self-care equals self-love. So when we walk into our homes, we want to feel that peace. We want to feel happiness. We want to feel supported. So one of the questions I would ask all of you is, maybe after our call together, you can stand at your front door, you can close your eyes, and you can notice how you feel when you enter your space. Do your spirits rise or do they fall? And if they rise, yay, that's wonderful, wonderful. And if they fall, I wonder, what you could do to, you know, is there clutter when you come in there? Is there artwork that doesn't appeal to you? You know, is the front door not opening all the way? So just, you can kind of go through these questions of, why are my, you know, why is my spirits dropping? You know, you want to feel safe. You want to feel inspired in your home, right? Your home is a space to relax, to decompress, and have fun doing the things that you love most, spending it with the people you love the most. And so we really want to work on that self-care piece. So creating an altar in your home to connect and meditate, and, you know, around your bath, having fresh candles, having Epsom salts and lavender essential oils. Perhaps you want to bring in rose petals. Like, so again, just setting up your space in such a way that it feeds you on all levels. Having a diffuser in the home, I always have diffusers going. And depending on, if I'd like more relaxation, I might diffuse some lavender. If I want some more uplifting, I might use some citrus, right? So these are all beautiful ways you can raise the vibration in your space. And flowers that smell good. So we want to honor all the senses, right? The smell through the candles, essential oils, through having the window open, the visual, the artwork that we love, the colors that we love, touch, you know, everything's clean in the surfaces. Maybe sheets that are made of silk or high cotton thread count, you know, sounds, like maybe you love the sound of running water, maybe you have music going that makes you happy, maybe there's a white noise, you know, just whatever that is. And as I was saying, you know, if it's working out you want to get into, then set yourself up for that. You know, if it's join a gym, great, but if it's creating something in your home that inspires you, then do that. You know, it's your home, set it up how you wish. Bringing crystals is a beautiful way of connecting with Mother Earth and to raise the vibration in your home. You can see the pink one, that's rose quartz, and that's for the heart, for healing the heart, for love, for relationships. Amethyst, the purple one, is for prosperity, spiritual connection, wisdom. The clear quartz in the middle is kind of like the all-rounder. It's a wisdom stone. So, you know, maybe go to a crystal store and see what crystals you really resonate with, and bring crystals into your space. And then just like allow the spontaneity, where if you want to dance, you want to sing, like give yourself the freedom in your space to do that. And the minute you start doing that in the space, you raise the vibration really, really high. And so find your daily rituals that feed you. You know, if it's meditation that starts your day off right, set yourself up for when the moment you get out of bed, you just go straight over and you go straight into meditation, or you do it when you lie in bed if that works for you. Maybe it's conscious movement, maybe, you know, it's getting straight out in nature. But create these beautiful daily rituals, these really healthy habits that support you every day. And then also I would recommend doing a space clearing as regularly as you feel called, maybe a minimum of once a month. Maybe do it on a full moon or a new moon. What I recommend, when you open the doors and windows every day, you are really helping keep the energy high and the vibration nice and high in the home. But I would suggest at least once a month. I like to clear a lot more regularly than that, at least once a week, but I do little clearings daily. But I open up all the doors and windows and I just stand at the front door and send, like we did at the start of our meditation, I send the grounding cord deep down into Mother Earth. And then I connect up with Source, just like we did, and surround myself in white light. And then I evoke and call in my ancestors. I call in my guides, the archangels. And I invite them to help me with the clearing. And I set my intention. I'd like to clear any low energy, vibrational energy out of here. I'd like to welcome in light and love and connection and all the energies that I want to evoke into the space, vibrant health and vitality and abundance. And then, so you can see the singing bowl and you can get the metal bowls or you can get the crystal bowls. So that's doing it with sound vibration, but you can do it with prayer or chanting or song. The sage or the Palo Santo is a stick, and sage, you probably all know. But again, you start at the front door and you work clockwise around the home. And you just allow yourself to be this beautiful, clear vessel for cleansing the space and bringing the light and letting go. So I tend to see the energy. It's almost like a black smoke, and it leaves. I watch it leaving the space. And just really intuitively go around your home. Like if you feel guided to spend extra time at a certain location, spend time there. And we don't have to know every little thing that we're clearing. We can just allow whatever needs to clear out the space. And then when you go around the home once with the sound vibration, and then another time with some kind of sage or Palo Santo or some other kind of incense you want to use, you come back around to the front door, and you can go around as many times as you wish with different tools, drumming, whichever you feel called. And then when you come back around to the front door, I always like to just infuse the home with intentions. May the home be filled with joy and love and laughter and protection and, just all the things you want to bring in. And then I also give deep thanks to all of my guides and the archangels and the deities that showed up. And I give deep thanks and reverence to the house and the spirit of the house and the spirit of the land and gratitude. And then I close the sacred space. So I think it's so powerful that, we speak kindly to our home, that we speak kindly to ourselves, and that we keep the energy nice and clear. So just by opening up all the doors and windows, we're doing a little mini clearing. So that's why I make that like a daily ritual, and I find it so powerful. And just bring in as much nature as you can, the herbs in the kitchen, plants in every room. Like, they take away the carbon dioxide, they give out the oxygen, they connect us with nature, they're breathtakingly beautiful, right? So all these different things are going to raise our vibration. And then color, bring in colors that you love, colors that feed your soul, right? Just the colors that make you happy, and there's a whole, it's really a class of its own on color theory and color therapy. Like, where red will really raise the vibration in the room, right? But a little bit of red is good, but too much can feel unsettling. And yellow is very energizing, uplifting. It also depends on the tone, because there can be really fiery red yellows or really soft pastel yellows, right? So reminds us of sunshine and joy. But then if it's very red and too much, it can again bring too much yang energy. The blue, depending on the tone as well, can be very calming. But there's a reason why they say, are you feeling blue, right? So certain shades can evoke that. Green is usually one of the favorite colors, blue and green, just because it is the heart, right? It's the earth, it's Mother Earth. It's healing, it's calm. That's why it's used in most hospitals and places like that. They don't always choose the right shade, but that's the reason. Now, the purple is kind of the crown consciousness, but also depending on the shade of the purple can represent sexual frustration. And then orange is like that sacral area, right? So creativity, fertility, enthusiasm, energy. And then I love the salt lamps. I love the salt lamps. They're so beautiful for just giving this beautiful glow and this calming energy. And of course, when they're lit, they release the negative ions, which are the ones that we want, right? And then I always like to cover a couple areas from the intentional Feng Shui, right? So what we do is we get our home and we divide it by 9. And every one of the 9 areas represents an area in our life, and that we can bring crystals into and intentionally and write affirmations, right? So each area has a direction related with it. We lay it over the floor plan, divide the floor plan by 9. And so the south, I think the south would be a good one to work with. And that's, some call fame and reputation, but I really talk about it as it's how we share our light with the world, right? It's how we're known in the community. It's how we show up in the world and how we consciously want to, right? So look to the south area of your home and what could you do to enhance that? And writing affirmations in present tense and positive can be really powerful. And they're, placing symbolic symbols there. They thought that we couldn't change pathways in our brain, but now it's been proven that we can. So old patterns and old thoughts, if you imagine that there's thoughts with the inner critic that you think a lot, right? We have 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So there was old thoughts you used to think that were unkind, and you think, how am I ever going to stop thinking these thoughts? But you can shift that consciousness or those thoughts. And by raising the vibration in your space, in your home, bringing beauty in, having symbols in, having affirmations, it helps create these new pathways that we want to create, that raise our vibration, that constantly remind us that we're worthy of more, that we deserve the love, that, that we are lovable. And then the crystal that we like to use in the South is citrine or amber. And then affirmations, it depends how you want to relate it. If you want to relate it with your work, your personal life, but I'm respected, admired, and appreciated for the work I do. My clients and I have wonderful relationships, and for this, I'm grateful. I love myself, and I'm truly grateful for all that is. So there's some lovely affirmations there. And then I think if we really want to vamp up joy and happiness in our home, the West area is great because that's creativity, it's our inner child, it's children, it's fertility, which is new beginnings, right? So it's like, be creative in the West area. If you like to write poems, frame it, put it there. You like to paint, put some artwork there, like bring color, bring beauty. Like, what is it that lights you up? What is it that brings you joy that you can bring in there to that area, right? That represents your creative expression. And as you can see, we have Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess there of prosperity and creativity. So being creative is one of my great joys in life. Being creative makes me feel so alive, and I honor it daily. I accept the gift of life within myself. And then I also thought the Northwest is a good one. So the Northwest area of your home is to do with helpful people and travel, right? But it also represents synchronicities, the right people showing up, the right opportunities aligning, and then helpful people. So actual helpful people that help us get to where we need to go in life, right? Or aligning with the right people, but also on a spiritual level, connecting with our guides, connecting with our ancestors. And perhaps it's travel you want, or perhaps it's to grow your community, or perhaps it's to grow your business to be more worldly. So you can bring a globe in, and you can symbolically bring items into the Northwest that are representing that, the helpful people into your life. And as you can see, we've got Ganesh there, the Hindu god with the elephant head, but he's the one that kind of he's like the bouncer. He helps remove obstacles, is as the energy that he brings in. And then turquoise is the crystal that is recommended for the Northwest. And then, so I accept that which I choose to experience my life, which is having an abundance of helpful people to help me whenever the need arises. And for this, I'm truly grateful. I'm divinely guided by my guides and angels. And then you could relate it with the travel aspect. And then the last one area that I wanted to share is the center of our homes, and how important the center is, because it's all to do with health, unity, and self-love, right? So the center, we want to be clear of clutter. It's a great place to have fresh flowers, fresh fruit, a beautiful symbol, and crystals, because in Feng Shui, it's related with the earth element. So like, what could you bring in to the center of your home that's related with health and unity and self-love and connection and joy? Amber and carnelian are the crystals that are really powerful for that area. And then I accept that which I choose to experience in my life, which is balance and harmony in all areas, including my perfect health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And for this, I'm truly grateful. All the cells in my body are daily bathed in the perfection of my divine being. I am healthy, happy, and radiant.